Sam K, and I am back with Off the Board Christmas in July, and today I'm going to make a garland out of my Christmas cards. I thought that this was going to be so super fun and easy, so I picked a 1.5-inch punch, so that way my little circles aren't too big, but yet not too small either, and I have to make a ton to make a garland. I also bought this jute twine at the dollar store, $1.25 store now, and I picked out a bunch of cards that were alike. Now, these are all colors in that are the same. So yes, most of them are winter scenes, but I've got blues and then this little green. I couldn't resist this beautiful green, but blues and silvers and whites, a little bit of brown because there's some fencing in there. And I did not count as to how many circles I am cutting because I wanted quite a large or quite a long garland. Now, I also spaced mine out a little bit farther than what is in the picture, in my example picture that I pulled off of Pinterest, because I wanted the option to put other things in the center of, in between the two. So that way it broke up the pattern, I guess. So I could put ribbon, I could put bows, I could put smaller circles in there, something. I just didn't know exactly what, but I wanted to keep it a little bit spaced out rather than what it was, because I wasn't really sure what this was going to look like, to be honest. So this one here, because the front and the back was this beautiful blue, I got the most circles out of this one. So about every other circle on the garland is going to be this color because it's the one that I have the most of. This one here, I'm going to try to go along the fence line, so that way I do have that beautiful fence. But I love the fact that there was a silver border going around it, and then the printed image went beyond that border, like it hazed out from underneath the borders, which I thought was kind of cool. And I thought it would look really pretty, on as a circle, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so going through and punching out all of these, I don't know why I left all of this in, but I did. You get to watch me punch every single one of these cards. I do end up going through and pulling off the backs so that way I could see what all I had left. I was not even thinking about when, how many I needed. I just kept punching until I was done. I do have to say that once I got these tiny little circles, which they're not tiny, 1.5 inches is pretty decent size, but once I did end up with all these, it was kind of hard to tell which way was up. I wanted to make sure that I got that little bench. Now this one here, I picked and chose where I wanted it because I knew I wanted that bench, and that bench was not in a position to where I could have gotten more. I definitely wanted the reflection off of the water. There were definitely things I wanted to pick from that card, but I wasn't sure if my punch was even going to go through all that glitter that was on the card. It's the only card that ended up with glitter on it. And then this one here, because it was just almost pure white, I only got a few images punched out of that one. I will have a circle that is from 3 different cards. I didn't need it because of how many circles I do end up having. But what I'm doing now is I'm stacking 3 colors or 3 circles onto each other, because that's how many I need to create this garland. And so I'm just dividing it up to see how much I need. I don't know how much string I need. But first, what I'm going to do is fold every single one of these circles in half. This was way easier than folding them in triangles for the ornament that I created. But I folded them all in half, and then I'm going to take 2 sides and glue them together. That is so super simple and easy. That's what I had planned to do. And then afterwards, what I will end up doing is laying the twine down in the groove that those 2 circles have created. Okay, so to start off, I am going to make a little hanger for my garland. That's the first thing I always do when I make a garland. And then I guess how far from that hanger I wanted. So I'm doing about 4 inches away, and then 4 inches away from each circle. And some of these, because they're glossy, I do have to put, I do have to hold it for a little bit longer. So I don't make you watch me put every single one of these circles on, but I just put my circle down and I put my ruler up to the bottom from 4 inches and down, and then I know where my next one starts. It's not exact. These are the ones that I have to hold down because they're glossy on both sides, is these pretty blue ones. But I do, it's not perfect. Some of them aren't exactly 4 inches across, but you're never going to know when you actually put it down on, around a tree or hanging up, in addition to a mantle or, wherever you put this, honestly. I don't have a plan for it. It was just super simple and easy to create. It almost made me think of stringing popcorn when I was a kid. My oldest daughter and I used to buy those buckets of the 3 different flavored of popcorns, and that was one of our Christmas traditions, was to string up the popcorn for the tree. And it would take us a long time to string up that much popcorn, but we enjoyed doing it. It was just a sit in front of the TV, time to string up some more popcorn. Yep. And that's what we did. Sometimes we had little teeny tiny strings, and it wasn't one long string of popcorn. It was, when we stopped, and then we hung it on the tree, and then we would do it again and whatnot, and it was just so super fun. Okay, so to finish off, I was just making sure that my loop was going to be the exact same size as the other loop on the other side. I doubled it over and knotted it, and that was it. This is the string-a-ma-thingy that I made, my little garland. That I made. The reason why I said we used to is because my other kids weren't into it as much as Cora was, and so we haven't done it for a while, but when Cora does show up, she makes them string popcorn. It's not their favorite. They don't do it. So I hope she passes on that tradition to her kids too. All right, you guys, this is my garland. I cannot wait to see if, what I do with the rest of it, but I had a blast making it. It was so fun. Okay, be sure to check out everyone else that is playing along with Off the Board. There are down below and the days that they are playing. So that is super fun of Crystal to do that. I really appreciate that she does do that, because then I don't have to click on everybody and say, oh, they don't have a video today. Anyways, thank you so much, and I will check y'all later. Bye.